Dishman, Asam Natzliach. This show is going to be בזכות Rabbi Nissim Yagen ben Rachel, that we're learning his teachings, that the shiurim will be not existent without him, without his Torah, without his how great he was. So it's going to be Le'ilu Nishmat Eliezer Kohen ben Angela, and Le'ilu Nishmat Natan ben Zoya, and also Le'ilu Nishmat Fegi bat Rivka, and also for Refuah Shlema for Chaim Hillel ben Rivka, and also for Am Yisrael to do Tשובה Shlema בקרוב. Now, after Shacharit, we say Kiddush again. We said Kiddush for Friday, for Shabbat night. Now we're saying it again for Shabbat morning. We say the Kiddush and we eat the second meal. Now, before we do the Kiddush, we add a couple of passages from the Tanakh. And the first passage that we start with is Tehillim Chav Gimel, which is Psalm 23, which is Mizmor LeDavid Hashem Ro'i Lo Echsar. This passage is started with Sfaradim for the first passage. The Arizal says that there's a connection between this Tehillim and the meal. Why? He says that in this passage, in this Tehillim, it says it has 57 words in this Tehillim, and 57 is the numerical value, the gematria of Zan, which means nourishment. That's what you say, Hakel Zan Otanu in Birkat Hamazon. We say the word Zan. Zan is nourishment, so that's the numerical value of 57. How many words is inside Mizmor David? And it also contains 227 letters inside this Tehillim, which is the numerical value of bracha, which is a blessing. And the Arizal also says that whoever says this Tehillim and lives by what it says he's going to see blessing throughout his life. The second passage, which Ashkenazim start with, is Im Tashiv. It's Im Tashiv Mishabbat Chagecha. Read the English translation. If because it is Shabbat you restrain your foot from accomplishing your own needs on my holy day, if you proclaim Shabbat a delight, Hashem's Holy One, honored, and you honor it by not making your ways and seeking your needs, or speaking about them, then you will delight in Hashem, and I will mount you astride the heights of the world, and I will provide you with the heritage of your forefather Yaakov. Now, some laws for Shabbat are learned out from this passage, and there are many, unfortunately, even observant Jews who are either unaware of these laws that are learned from this, or they know it, but they treat it lightly. They say, you know what, it's just stringency or whatever, this is just for big rabbanim or something. What do we learn? What's a couple of things we learn from this? It says, and you honor it by not making your ways and seeking your needs, or speaking about them. So, and you honor it, meaning that on Shabbat you wear special clothes, you wear special garments to make it a special day. If on the regular weekday you wear a regular suit, on Shabbat you wear a much more expensive suit. If you on the weekday you wear a t-shirt and simple things, wear a suit. Even if it's not the best quality, it's a good suit, wear it. Whatever you can to up your game, up the game of the garments from the weekday. And by not making your ways, meaning that what we learn from here, we say that the walking on Shabbat has to be different from the way you walk on the weekday. Meaning you cannot run, you cannot, make big footsteps. For mitzvah purposes you could do. Why? Because we see in the next part, it says, and seeking your own needs. Meaning that your own needs, your own things are forbidden. You're not allowed to do it. But for mitzvah purposes, they're allowed. So you're able to run to the shul or run to Beit Midrash to learn. Next, or speaking about them. We learned that speaking on Shabbat has to be also different from the week. You have to do it you have to have the speech in a specific speech for Shabbat. You cannot just speak about anything. Now some people, they get up on Shabbat, they get dressed up on Shabbat only whenever they go outside to the shul, only whenever they go outside to be guests at someone's house. But whenever they're home, they in their very, very comfortable pajamas or in their house clothes, they're wearing clothes that are not, you wouldn't wear in front of the king. But over here we have the Shabbat queen. These people don't know that we get dressed up for Shabbat. We don't get dressed up for other people to see us. How we have the new nice suit. We put the clothes, Shabbat clothes, wherever it is, whoever sees us. And the second halakha, we learned that running is not allowed on Shabbat. Running is forbidden on Shabbat. Why? Because Shabbat, as we learned, is a sanctuary. It's one of the sanctuaries. If you try to run in a very important place, for example, if it's like in the Congress building, you're running over there, they're going to say, excuse me, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? This is not a baseball field that you're running around, playing tag. What are you doing? You have to have some respect for the place. So the same thing for Shabbat. Shabbat is a sanctuary. You wouldn't run in the Beit HaMikdash. Same way you don't run on Shabbat. Now speech has a lot of power. It's very, very powerful. How do we see this? Hashem created the world with 10 sayings, 10 utterances. He said, let there be. He said, Yehi. He said, let there be. And that's how He created the world. He created the world with sayings. So that's how much speech has great power. We can use our speech in a way that's allowed on Shabbat. And what's this way? That whenever we say Vayechulu, we become partners with Hashem in the creation. And also, whenever we do Kiddush, we also sanctify the day. We make the holy day. We say that it's Kadosh. We're making Kiddush. And we can also see that our speech can build or destroy families, even the olamot, this world and the spiritual worlds. This world and olam haba. We can destroy our olam haba just by saying one small little something stupid about something. You can embarrass someone, chas v'shalom. It could be used for mitzvot, for studying Torah, for tefillot, for praying, and also giving encouragement. You give chizuk to someone, and also for constructive criticism. Whenever you're being mochiach someone, this is a mitzvah. Or chas v'shalom, we can use it for very, 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 very big averot. Use it for very big sins. We can use it for gossip, slander, lashon hara, lying, cursing, calling people names, insulting them. It's a very bad speech. And these things are not just asur on Shabbat. They're asur for the whole week. But especially on Shabbat, whenever you're saying on Shabbat, you're defiling your mouth with these words. It's like putting idols inside the temple, inside the Beit HaMikdash, putting avodah zarah. On Shabbat, there's additional restrictions other than this. On Shabbat, it says, as we said, that it has to be different from the weekdays. That even though these things are forbidden on the weekdays, so we have extra halachot on Shabbat. Halacha for Shabbat doesn't allow, it's asur to talk about plans for the week that involves some type of thing that's asur for Shabbat. Some type of labor that's forbidden on Shabbat. A few examples is that if you're saying, I'm going to drive to this place, to such and such town, or I'm going to go shopping, or, call me tomorrow or something, or you know what, it's a very nice suit, where can I buy one like you? You cannot say these things. But some people, Rabbi Yagen brings, he says some people, they think that automatically they could get like a loophole. It's like a little trick, it's a little technique that we could do that's going to make it allowed. It's going to make it, of course, it's a mitzvah. What do they say? Say, you know what, we shouldn't be talking about this on Shabbat, but this and that. It's like people saying, I shouldn't be saying Lashon Hara, but this guy, he just spoke Lashon Hara. And even people make this, they play with themselves, thinking that they could make a certain way allowed, a certain thing allowed, by just saying, we shouldn't do this, but. So, this is not just the stringency. This is mamash. It's not just like trying to keep the atmosphere of Shabbat. This is mamash asur. This is very strictly forbidden. Now, beyond the prohibitions, beyond the things that are asur, there's even higher levels of giving honor to Shabbat with the power of speech. In the Yerushalmi, it speaks about how the Chachamim, they were thinking, how is it possible? Are we able to permit saying the word shalom, saying hello, the way of saying hello, which means peace? Shalom means peace. Are we able to say shalom on Shabbat, on this holy day? So why? Because it may be too much talking. In the end, they said, you know what? Since shalom is one of Hashem's names, you could say it because it's praising Hashem while you're saying it. And not only that, also for shalom bayit, shalom for the people. You're keeping, harmony around with the people. So they permitted it. This is you could see this in the Tosfot, in Masechet Shabbat 113b, and also you could see another thing in the Tosfot. It says another way that we could honor Shabbat is we can't talk excessively. Excessive things we can't talk. That it says in the Tosfot, it says that one time Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai heard his mother speaking a little bit more than what was supposed to be said on Shabbat, what was necessary to say. Such she was saying something asur, something, that was like idle talk. She was just saying a few more things, a few more words that she needed to say. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai came over to her and said, Ima, I'm sorry, it's Shabbat. Right away, his mom understood and she was quiet. Is that what it's supposed to be? The one time, Rabbi Yagen brings a personal story, actually, that happened to him on Shabbat. That one time he brought a friend to his parents' home on Shabbat, and his friend was talking to his father about that he has a store, and this person he had a store, and one time an Arab guy came and tried to steal something, and he caught the Arab guy and he was wrestling with him to try to take back the thing, to try to take back what was stolen. And he was talking about it with Rabbi Yagen's father and the whole family. That night, Rabbi Yagen had a dream. Rabbi Yagen's father had a dream. And in the dream, he was being really harshly rebuked by Shemaim for having such talk on the table. He woke up for nets. He usually wakes up before nets. And he felt, how could I do this? He felt so terrible, so bad. He stopped. He read Tehillim. He said, I'm sorry for how could dishonor Shabbat like that. He went to the whole family and he asked everybody, please, everybody, be careful for how you speak on Shabbat. Please be careful. And it wasn't something that was forbidden, something forbidden. It was just something that it was weekday speech. It was something that you say on the weekday. So this type of thing. Rabbi Yagen's father was told b'shamayim, why did you say this on your table? Why did you allow this thing to be said on your table? On Shabbat. On Shabbat, we have to understand that we have to stay focused on things that make it different, things that is Hashem gave us Shabbat because we have to get closer, we have to be more holy, get more closer to Him. So we have to focus on tefillot, on prayer, on tehillim, on songs for Shabbat, on learning Torah and doing mitzvot. Can't do all these extra talk, all these extra things. Now, of course, you have to, let's say if you have guests, you have to still show interest to your guests, to ask how this specific person, how is this person feeling, how is this child feeling, I heard he didn't feel well. This type of thing is considered mitzvah talk. This is a thing that's a mitzvah to speak about. But you can't just be carried away and speak about, how was the Nets game, how was the this, so you can't speak about these things. Now, Rabbi Yagen brings a mashal. He brings like a certain type of thing. What's similar to? He said Shabbat is like a yichud room with Hashem. It's the one time that you're together alone with Hashem. So how can we dare to speak about something mundane like this? Some things that have nothing to do with anything. So imagine a bride and a groom just got married. They finished the wedding. Everything was beautiful. Then they're going home, and this is finally the time that they're by themselves. They're by themselves. No one's with them. They're private right now. And it's such a special moment. She looks at him. She says, "Oh, what beautiful shoes you have! I love your shoes. Where'd you buy them? Can you buy my father one?" He's saying, like, what in the world? This is what she's thinking about right now. She's gonna say, I'm so happy to be married to you. She's thinking about my shoes right now. You have to understand that there's a time and a place for everything. This is not the time. So same way, Shabbat is not the time to speak about weekday stuff. The next passage of the Kiddush starts with V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat. And the children of Israel shall preserve the Shabbat to maintain the Shabbat for the generations as an everlasting covenant between me and the children of Israel. It is a sign for all time that in 6 days Hashem made the heavens and earth, and on the 7th day He abstained from work and rested. Now, what does it mean V'shamru? V'shamru is they shall preserve, but it also means that they kept it in mind. It's always the whole entire week. Sundays they're like, Shabbat, I miss Shabbat. Is it Shabbat already? You start thinking, is today Thursday? I want tomorrow to be Shabbat so I could already, have that thing that's like Erev Shabbat. I feel so happy. You always have to have it in your mind. It's a sign. It says in the passage, it's a sign. What's a sign? Shabbat is a sign on the store. On the storefront, it's a sign. What does this mean? What is it like? If a Jew, he sins. People sin. As long as he keeps Shabbat, the sign is still up on the store. So to speak, he's still in business of being a Jew. He's still in business. He says, I'm still a Jew. Why? Because I keep Shabbat. This is the sign that I'm a Jew. But if, chas v'shalom, he desecrates Shabbat, he breaks Shabbat publicly, what does he do? He takes down the sign and he says, I'm no longer in business of being a Jew. I closed my business, it's shut down. And what does that mean? He has mamash the same status as a goy, as a Gentile, in many halachic things. Many halachot, he's considered a goy. We cannot count it from many things. It's very sad. People understood this, they would go crazy. What do you mean? I'm a Jew. No, you're not. But wait, I want to be a Jew. How can I be a Jew? Keep Shabbat. Now there's a word. The last word in the passage, it says Vayinafash, which is rested. Vayinafash, it comes from the word nefesh. Nefesh means a soul, which comes. It is a hint to the extra soul that a Jew gets when Shabbat comes into the world. The Or Chaim also has a commentary on this, and he says that Hashem created heaven and the earth, created the whole world, everything. He created it to only last 6 days. But every time that Shabbat comes in, Hashem gives a sort of soul, sort of like life force to the world that will keep it going for another 6 days. So Shabbat provides the world its soul. The very existence is because of Shabbat. If every single week someone comes over to you and says, you want another week? Here you go. You're going to love this person. You're going to say, listen, anything you want. The Shabbat gives the world another 6 days for it to exist. And the Zohar also comes and says that the abundance of brachot and everything comes down on Shabbat for the next 6 days of the week. Now many Jews, unfortunately, they consider themselves traditional. I'm tradition, I like to keep what I enjoy. But Rabbi Yagen always says, Adat shelanu lo kisei noach. Our religion is not something that's just comfortable. We do what's comfortable for us. What do they do? What do the traditional people do? They go to their house, they do Kiddush, and then they get into the car and drive off. These people that do things like this, they do things like that type of thing. It's like a child that goes over to his mother, and he gives a nice kiss on her cheek. He says, Ima, I love you. And then what does he do? He takes ziver and gives her one nice slap on the head. He gives her one kiss on one cheek and then another slap on another cheek. She says, I thought I loved you. I thought you loved me. I don't love you. Another hit. The mother wants this type of kiss, wants this type of love. Shabbat wants this type of Kiddush. Who are we joking? So now, there's another passage that's recited by the Ashkenazim, but Sfaradim omit it. We don't say it. We stop right here. The Ashkenazim say another passage, and it's called Zachor. Zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekodsho. Now, it goes, remember the Shabbat day to sanctify it. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is Shabbat for Hashem, your God. You may not do work, you, your son, your daughter, and your servant, and your maidservant, your animals, and the convert who is within your gates. For in 6 days Hashem made the heavens and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and He rested on the 7th day. Therefore Hashem blessed the Shabbat day and sanctified it. Now, it says, remember the Shabbat day to sanctify it. What does it mean, remember it? As we said, remember it all week long. Sunday comes, oh, Shabbat. I can't wait until Shabbat. What do you mean, Shabbat just happened? No, I want Shabbat again. Always looking for Shabbat. You find something nice, you find a nice food, you find a nice snack. Oh, I'm going to keep it for Shabbat. What do you mean? It's Sunday. It's going to probably get back. Hopefully it doesn't. If it does, whatever, I'll just buy another one. 6 days, you should do labor and do all your work. Rashi comes and explains that when Shabbat comes, you should feel that all the work that you had throughout the week is all finished. It's all completed. Take it, put it out of your mind. Even if you're in a deep lawsuit, but to get chas v'shalom so bankrupt, doesn't make a difference. Shabbat comes, it's out of my mind. I can't deal with it anyways. It's out of my mind. Get a nice break. Calm down. Shabbat, everything gets pushed aside. It's only you and Hashem right now. You have to forget about all these type of things and focus on spiritual things, spiritual matters. The seventh day is Shabbat for Hashem, your God. Now, the real question, whenever we eat, whenever we sleep, whenever we do some type of enjoyment for Shabbat, do we just eat like we never saw food before in our life? Do we sleep the whole entire day? We just came back from shul, we finished our meal, that's it, we're going to sleep until mincha. If that's the case, then listen, we're just doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it for Hashem. But if we take that food, we take the enjoyment that we have for Shabbat, we take that even sleep, that rest that we have for Shabbat, we take it and we go learn Torah, we take it and we read Tehillim, we elevate the physical thing that we just did, that we eat, that we sleep, that we take and enjoy times with our family. We take it and we have gratitude to Hashem, and we try to get close to Him as much as possible. Then it's going to be the Shabbat is for Hashem our God. Hashem blessed the Shabbat day and sanctified it. It means He showers so much brachot on us if we keep Shabbat, if we observe Shabbat. Now this verse is a very special verse. This verse is the fourth commandment, which says, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekodsho. Now there's some people that believe in the Ten Commandments. They believe in it strongly, of course, even the Goyim, in the Ten Commandments. And they think, I'm fulfilling the Ten Commandments. But what do? They don't keep Shabbat. Actually, if you even look at it, keeping Shabbat is number 4 in the Ten Commandments. It's right after Anochi Hashem, which is I am God, and then Lo yeh Elokim acharim, don't have any other gods. It's right after that, which actually it becomes right before. It becomes before honor your father and mother. You should not murder. You should not commit adultery. It comes before them. It's more important. There was one time a story with the Rabbi Nissim Yagen, that one time he had a very, very interesting and a fire discussion with someone. So one time which he was speaking to a brigade, paratroop brigade, and there was a lieutenant over there that started mocking him. You religious people don't know anything. You don't know how hard it is. You don't know how this it is. You don't know anything. And he didn't even know. Rabbi Yagen didn't even do anything to him. Just because he was a Jew, just because he was religious, went all on him. So Rabbi Yagen understood that. He said to himself, he says, I need electric shock, a boom in his heart to wake him up. He went over to him and he says, Habibi, in the next world, they're going to put you next to Yasser Arafat. The guy says, what? What do you mean? How can you say this? He said, Miskin Arafat, poor guy. What did he ever do so bad? What do you mean? This guy was a murderer, a killer. What does it say? What does it say not to kill? Maybe it's something good. Maybe it's a good thing. He says, where does it say? Where does it say not to? In the Ten Commandments, it says, don't kill. It says, Lo tirtzach. Rabbi again answers him. He says, in those same 10 commandments that it says, Lo tirtzach, in the same 10 commandments it's written, Zachor yom Shabbat likadsho, mecharalei amot yumat. The desecrators will be put to death. Hashem will punish Yasser Arafat. To Arafat, he's going to say, you violated number 6. And to you, he's going to say, you violated number 4. To number 6, he said, you violated Lo Tirtzach. To you, he's going to say, you violated number 4. Number 4. 2 before that. Zachor yom Shabbat likadsho, mecharalei amot yumat. We have to think for a moment. What's the difference if someone violates number 7, 6, 5, or 4? There's no difference. Same Torah, the same place that it's written, don't kill, lo tirtzach, don't commit adultery, lo tin'af. It's also written, Zachor yom Shabbat likadsho. We can't take whatever we want, cut away pieces from the Torah, whatever is comfortable for us we keep, whatever is not we throw in the garbage. How many letters in the Sefer Torah does it need for it to be considered pasul, for it to be considered not usable? One letter. So how many holes in our heart does it take for it to be considered pasul, for it to be considered nothing? One hole. And our mitzvot also. One mitzvah is enough to lose the olam haba. B'ezrat Hashem, we will be zocheh to do תשובה שלמה במהרה בימינו אמן.